Hello there, everyone. My name is Dr. Deedra Mason. Welcome to our online event and my special Essential 9. This is one of my favorite talks. It's a big talk, but it is worth your time because we're going to talk about all of the different generations in your family and in your community and how we can create wellness for them. To do that, we've got to know what the foundations of optimal wellness look like. As I said, my name is Dr. D. I am the Director of nutraMetrix and Clinical Education for Market America and Shop.com. I am a naturopathic physician and as such am overjoyed to be able to share lifestyle medicine principles with you. A big part of what I try to do in practice, what I try to do in my community is help individuals live life vibrantly. I want to have you ask yourself that question. Are you living life to its greatest potential? Or would you like to register a little bit higher on the energy scale? Would you like to rate a little bit higher on the sleep hygiene, waking up and feeling very refreshed? If you've answered, I feel like I could get a little bit more, then you're in the right place at the right time. Now, it's important for me to let you know that we are not making any claims about treating, curing, or mitigating a disease. Supplementation is a brilliant way to add to your life, that vibrant life we're talking about. But if you have questions about any of the products, I suggest that you work with your healthcare provider to find the very best solution for you. We're going to talk about generational well-being. And we don't have a generation name for this 0+ group, do we? So I am going to refer to it, instead of Generation Y or Generation Z, I want to call it Generation P. That is my generation to help with potential, purpose, and promise. The future is here, but we need to feed Generation P very well. And there are health disruptors, quite frankly, everywhere. We see today, regardless of your age, we have too much exposure to new to nature chemicals, molecules that have found their way into your air, your water, your food, right? In fact, too many people are eating food-like stuff today. They're not actually eating food, and there's a huge population that is getting way too much screen time. And today we know that this Generation P, as I'm calling them, Generation Promise, they're getting way too much screen time. And it's a difficult balance for parents because, of course, new learning styles and learning principles and the way we engage happens so much through a screen. That's why I get to spend the evening with you. That being said, we want to think about how we develop a child's brain, and we develop it with healthy nutrition. We develop a child's brain with movement, right? Natural movement, calisthenics. They need to run and jump. They need to bend and lift and twist. And these things don't just build their bones and their muscles, it builds their brain. We know we have to pay attention to weakened immune systems. We need to pay special attention, not just to the nutrients and the sleep that our kids are getting, but we also want to make sure that we're giving them the very best defense. And while that it starts in a foundation of a food balance, right, with a diet based in color, there are things that you can do each and every day to support your child's well-being, from gut biota support for their immune health, as well as different supplements or nutrients in combination that can give them a robust immune system. And I can't tell you how important sleep is. No matter what your age, I want to make sure that you're getting a good night's sleep. When we look at your children's health, the idea is to start right, put the right foot forward, and teach new principles to them, teach good principles to them, and they'll keep those principles going. Start with a proper foundation. That foundation for children today is My Essential 9, an omega-3 fatty acid. We have a specialized children's omega-3 fatty acid that is a full spectrum fatty acid with 6s and 9s as well as 3s. And this is important for their brain health. It's important for their vision. It's important for overall well-being. What you're going to see in tonight's presentation is that a lot of the things that we should be supplementing and adding to our diet, we do so because it's either impractical to get enough through diet, or because the body cannot make nutrients. Some nutrients, we need to make sure that we're taking them. There's this idea of essential nutrition. Your B vitamins, your minerals, omega-3 fatty acids fall into that category. Not only can you not make them, so you need to take them, you need to take them in a sufficient amount to offset the ills that we deal with, that pollution, food issues, right? Lack of sleep or too much screen time. And this comes to paying attention to things like antioxidants, not just the multivitamin, right? I often say my non-negotiable 3 is an omega-3 fatty acid, a multivitamin, and an antioxidant. That's true for all decades of life. As we go through tonight's lecture, as we go through tonight's seminar, you're going to learn about how you can apply all of these principles, regardless of your decade of life, to health and longevity, energy throughout the day, and a better night's sleep. It starts with a sound nutrient foundation, in particular for kids. Growing kids, not just their brains, their bones, and their muscles, but their metabolisms and their immune system need proper sound foundation, balanced ratio nutrients that you can find in a multivitamin. Things like DNA Miracles Isotonic Multivitamin and DNA Miracles Multivitamin Plus. This is a family of multivitamins that you can choose with or without probiotics. The DNA Miracles Multivitamin Plus has additional B vitamins, vitamin D, zinc for a child's neurologic well-being, their digestive or metabolic well-being, as well as their overall well-being. We've formulated both of these multivitamins for your kids, not just to meet the unique needs of your children, but also to make sure that we gave you a product in an isotonic form that had no fillers and no binders, none of the artificial colors and flavorings that you would find in other children's vitamins. We want only the best for your kids. It's a purity of process with the isotonic line. One of the best ways that I can show you a purity of process is using one of the most clinically evidenced ingredients found in the health and nutrition marketplace, and that's Pycnogenol. Pycnogenol has over 420 clinical studies to support its benefits in overall well-being, with over 160 human clinical trials from everything from healthy brain activity, blood flow to the brain and blood flow to the tissues, to supporting our immune systems as well as aging skin. It's in particular important for children because we want to make sure that we support their immune system as well as make sure that we get blood to their brain to support energy, growth factors, but also to decrease any kind of oxidative stress that may lead to distraction or concerns that we have with staying focused. Antioxidants and brain health go hand in hand to meet your kids' needs. When we think about Pycnogenol, I shared with you that you can utilize Pycnogenol for immune support in children. In fact, studies on Pycnogenol show that it is widely beneficial through all decades of life for immune support. I think it's an important addition to your children because you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck, in particular because you're going to get that overall coverage because we use OPC3 not just with Pycnogenol but with 5 different free radical scavengers. So you're going to make sure that your kids get everything that they need. Whether you choose to use the DNA Miracles OPC3 chews, which are low sugar antioxidant alternatives for your kids, or you want to give them the OPC3 for children under the DNA Miracles line with the additional vitamin C, vitamin E, and vitamin D to support their overall health and well-being. That's the DNA Miracles Isotonic OPC3 to combat free radicals that may lead to decline of health, less robust metabolism, and we want to make sure that we're supporting their overall neurologic needs. We want to make sure that it's not just about immune health these days, but about building that promise in Generation P. To do that, we need to make sure that we feed a healthy gut. When we think about feeding a healthy body, of course, you think about diet and you think about a multivitamin. When we think about feeding a healthy brain, we think about omega-3 fatty acids and those antioxidants in OPC3. But there's a big link between your brain and your belly. And it's important that we feed that link properly. This is true for your children through all decades of life. It's true that we have what's called the gut-brain connection. And that gut-brain connection is intimately connected to support brain function, brain health, brain activity, and even a healthy metabolism. What you may not know, while you may have been fully aware of the body-brain gut connection, what you may not be aware of is that the microbiota or the gut biome, or sometimes we'll just call it the good old gut bugs, they have a different diversity depending on your age and, of course, depending on how you eat. When you eat well, when you eat good fibers, and create short-chain fatty acids, you have a much more robust immune system. You have a much more robust gut biota and diversity. And that's going to give you energy. It's going to support healthy weight. It will support a healthy mind. Again, that gut-brain connection. But what we can do is we can supplant some of the concerns that we have with, quite frankly, the sugary foods and the lack of fiber-dense foods that get into our children's day-to-day snacks, and we can repopulate with good gut bugs. You just want to make sure that you're getting a children's probiotic that was specifically formulated with the strains that they need. There's no such thing in supplementation as one size fits all, and that's why we're creating customized well-being for everybody with things like the DNA Miracles Flora Melts. Remember, I referred to a fiber called a short-chain fatty acid. Well, they are the heavy lifters in supporting healthy weight in children and adults, supporting healthy gut biota or colonic health in both children and adults. Short-chain fatty acids for their power of creating healthy metabolism should not be underestimated. And these are the reasons why we chose for this product things like Jerusalem artichoke, apple pectin, and chicory root. In addition to that, we chose to add a very particular and very special probiotic called lactospore. This is Bacillus coagulans. And lactobacillus or Bacillus coagulans, as it's also known, has huge advantages by being the biotic of biotics. It works to sustain and extend good gut flora. So when they need a workout partner or they need some added support, lactospore has been shown to help them do that. So whether you have concerns with your children getting too much of the wrong foods and not enough of the fiber-dense foods, lactospore can help them maximize the foods that they do get. And I want you guys to know this is true for adults as well. Most adults are not getting enough fiber. You may want to think about adding some fiber yourself and looking for lactospore in your own supplementation. Now, immune health is on everybody's mind, as it should be when we think about growing children. So you should know that we use the Isotonic Immune with Wellmune. This is a yeast beta-glucan that has been shown clinically to support a healthy and robust immune system, to allow white blood cells to behave optimally in defense of our bodies, especially when we think of the dirty world or the issues that we run into every day, right? So we want to think about really giving ourselves, in particular our children, the best chance with immunity, and we see that happen with the Isotonic Immune line. Now, what's unique about the children's Isotonic line is that it includes zinc and bromelain. Bromelain is a protease or a good enzyme that helps break down mucus. And that's an important thing for children to have who might have a hard time with their small frames really getting everything out. And so we want to help them do it. And that's the point with the Market America line, is that we're very thoughtful about the formulations. We're very thoughtful about who's taking them and making sure that we're thinking ahead for what it is that they need. Now, what about this growing age, right? We're now talking about a different group of individuals. We're talking about an older population now, that 13 to 23-year-old population. What do we call this population? This is population or generation Z, right? So as we move into this population, I want you to think about some of the best solutions for them. It's going to come down to some of the same principles we've talked about. Let's get into the basic 5. My non-negotiable 3 included a multivitamin, an antioxidant, and an omega-3 fatty acid. We want to make sure that this population, in fact, all populations, have plenty of B vitamins and vitamin D as well. We want to make sure that they have everything that they need to get to the basic 5. That basic 5 is the non-negotiable 3 with 2 more supplements added on, a complex of B vitamins and of course vitamin D. We are going to go through the entire Essential 9 today together. So the question here with this population, a 13-year-old, 14, 15-year-old population, are they still going to get benefit from that children's vitamin? They are, because of the way we formulated it. The DNA Miracles Multivitamin Plus was formulated to meet the metabolic, neurologic needs of growing kids. And there's no one that needs a continued neurologic balance than that teenager that's constantly on the TV, constantly on the computer screen, or constantly on their handheld devices. I know younger and younger populations are finding that extra screen time, but these kids are not just doing it for schooling. These kids are now doing it to socialize, and we want to make sure that we protect their eyes, that we protect their metabolism, and that's why you want to have a very robust multivitamin like we've been discussing today. But of particular concern in this age group is that body image, right? They want to make sure that they've got muscles where they belong and that they're not carrying extra weight where they don't. They're putting themselves, quite frankly, up against an image through social media that would be difficult for anybody to obtain. And for that reason, we want to speak well to our bodies and speak well to our children so that they know how to support healthy metabolism, a healthy mind, and yes, a healthy frame. Healthy body composition comes or starts with a healthy gut. I always love to tell people the road to health is paved with good intestines. But what you should know is that new research shows that there is an intimate link between the diversity of your gut biota and how well you uptake nutrients and use them for energy or store them as extra weight. When it comes to energy harvesting, the type of biota that you have in your belly matters a lot. And we see this in particular in 2 age ranges where weight can get onto the body faster than it otherwise would, because of either poor gut biota mixed with a hormonal milieu. And that is in this teenage population and then in a menopausal, andropausal, a much older population. So when we think about the difference between those 2 age groups, but what do they have in common? They both have some hormone fluctuations. That hormonal milieu can add to a body composition that both demographics or both groups don't like. And the road to health may start with having healthy gut biota. In addition to that, we want to pay special attention to gut health in this patient or customer population because stress greatly affects the gut. So when we are overly stressed, whether that is about body composition, body shaming, body worth, or that is simply that we're seeing immune cascades or we're seeing concerns with our eating habits. There's so many reasons why someone may carry extra discomfort in their abdomen, and stress is one of those. So as we think about how our children, our teenage children, bob and weave, develop their identity and develop a sense of self, I want you to know that there are solutions in probiotics, omega-3 fatty acids, and in a multivitamin to help them work with their bodies. We have the DNA Miracles chewable probiotics with 5 different strains related to healthy oral health. And this is good for your young kids as well as your teenagers. Good for oral mucosa, the oral biome, healthy teeth or dentition, as well as supporting many of the metabolic demands that children have. And then we graduate above the age of 18 to the Probiotics 10. Probiotics 10 has, kind of like its name sounds, 10 different strains of probiotics. These are the same 5 that we found in the DNA Miracles chewable, but 5 additional that can support the large bowel and many of the issues that are related to an aging population or a population with more burden or stressors on their gut. But we're worried more about blood sugar regulation in an older population, cardiovascular health in an aging population, as well as digestive and metabolic health in an aging population. But at the end of the day, what's the common thread? The road to health is paved with good intestines, and you want to make sure that you're getting the right biotic blend for your well-being. So as we move through Generation Z, I mentioned 96% of them own a smartphone. And I would say they're spending about 96% of their time on that smartphone, right? One of the things that the marketplace notices about this population, 18 to 23, is that they are very discerning in what they want to purchase, how they spend not just their healthcare dollars, but their dollars at all. And so we're going to need to really speak to a generation on the move. And one of the ways we know that we can do that is by grabbing more focus for them. Now, I hope you're getting or picking up what I'm laying down. None of this is limited to that age group. If you look at this and say, what are you talking about, Dr. D? I want more focus. I want you to listen to what I have to say for this group of individuals, because it's all about the neurotransmitters, baby, right? When we think about the stressors that we face each and every day, we're dealing with a balance of neurotransmitters to help us manage the perception of the world around us, manage the stressors that come at us every day. Sometimes at faster rates than other days, right? We have good days and we have bad days. Well, I want us to think about the extra burden that's been put on not just that student life, but maybe on you working in this age group, your first 9 to 5, or maybe you've been working a 9 to 5 for a while and you need some added support. That added support may come in the form of neurotransmitters built up by a good or proper blend of amino acids, antioxidants, B vitamins, and magnesium. These are simply the chemical messengers in the brain that help us stay focused, help us manage concerns of mental well-being or emotional distress. It's these neurotransmitters that help us be excited when we need to be excited, and it's appropriate, and be able to calm down when we need to calm down. But you need to have the right combination of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and amino acids to create that healthy soup of neurotransmitters so that you're like, it's all good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling focused. I'm feeling on point. That mental activity is related to the supply of these neurotransmitters. So if your stress levels are here or your diet quality is down here, you don't have a very good pool of neurotransmitters, and you may need to consider supplementing to that end. And that's why we have an incredible product called Turn Up. Turn Up is not a caffeinated, supercharged, super sugared drink, right? What this is a healthy blend of amino acids like glycine, phenylalanine, tyrosine. These are all amino acids that help you keep your mental focus and your mental drive so that you're less likely to be distracted. You're less likely to also feel like you are less, that you lack motivation. We're able to promote the energy without sugar and a huge amount of caffeine because we put an antioxidant in here called acai and mangosteen. Both of these together are rich in something called the xanthone, and xanthones burn long and they burn deep. So for that reason, because of that, you're able to keep the energy going and the mental focus going. It's about creating that healthy neurotransmitter soup, and we've done that with the Turn Up product. Now, as we start to get into these other generations, like Generation Y or the millennials, we know that we're going to have to speak a different language to meet their needs. We're going to have to speak to them. They want it all. They want to provide their bodies with the nutrients, high end. They want to make sure that they have energy, mental capacity, mental focus. They want to feel well inside and outside. They want their energy to be on point. They want their bodies and their physical performance to be on point. But they live a pretty on-the-go lifestyle, which means if they want it all, they're going to have to take them all, right? Vitamins and minerals. They're going to need all of these things within their diet, because if they're not getting them from diet, and I'm going to maintain that they're not getting them from diet alone. They're not getting them from diet alone because they're spending through them faster. If you're an athlete, quite frankly, you need more magnesium than a person that's not an athlete. You need more B vitamins. You need more iron. You need more of the stuff that helped you build up that energy, which means if you want it all, but you want to do it on your terms, you're going to need to take a really great multivitamin that was made for you. So in my Essential 9, we're going to focus again on those non-negotiable 3, the omegas, the antioxidants, and the multivitamin. We're going to bring up the basic 5 with good B vitamins and vitamin D. But we're also going to talk about the sexy 7. The sexy 7 means we're going to take that basic 5 and we're going to add fiber as well as probiotics to it. Now, you've already learned a lot about probiotics. You've already learned about how this non-negotiable 3, basic 5, the sexy 7, and ultimately the essential 9 all weave in and out of these age groups. There's benefit to all of these things, which is why we know that 9 nutrient interventions can be hugely beneficial to meet your needs. It's just at what pace you decide to meet those needs. I suggest you always start with the non-negotiable 3. Now, when it comes to Generation Y, that generation that wants it all, I want you to think of not just the turn up for mental focus that we just talked about, but what might be one of the more beneficial or multivitamins that helps you stay energized or helps you stay on top of your game, right? Well, I want you to consider either the Isotonic Essentials Anti-Aging, or I want you to consider the Isotonic Essentials Daily Packets. You cannot go wrong with either one of these solutions, because we made sure that we paid attention to potency, that we paid attention to purity, that we made sure that you got a product that left the stomach and moved into the small intestine, that you got the concentrated, intact nutrients ready to power pack the way you need them to keep your day going the way you expect it to. That means that you've got to have the right formulation, the right combination of nutrients to meet your metabolic and energy needs. And that's why I love the Isotonic Essentials Anti-Aging for the millennial. They're bending, lifting, and twisting every day. They're on the go, and they're often not taking a break, which means their multivitamin absolutely needs to keep up with them. That's why the anti-aging is so powerful. It's packed with vitamin D at 5,600 IUs. It is packed with the carnitine and coenzyme Q10 that their bodies need to keep their brain going and their metabolism revved up. When I say revved up, I'm talking about making sure that they're able to create energy, not jacked up on something that makes them crash, right? I want to make sure that their multivitamin gives them that even energy throughout the day that supports healthy metabolism, but allows them to repair from their busy lifestyles. If you're looking for a full and comprehensive support, something that kind of gets you into the non-negotiable 3 and the basic 5, you are going to love the Isotonic Essentials Daily Packets. Easy on-the-go packets, just like the anti-aging and the turn up. But in this case, we are power packing this solution with OPC3, Calcium Plus, activated B complex, and of course, that multivitamin. We're going to make sure you get the B vitamins you need, the antioxidants that you need, the minerals that you need, and many of those essential vitamins that are necessary to repair and recover and restore the body's well-being. One of the more comprehensive ways you can do this is with the Isotonix Daily Essentials. Now, they're available in 300-gram bottles, or they're available in these on-to-go packs. Your lifestyle dictates which one works best for you. What we do know is that we're covering those critical areas for Generation Y and generations beyond, because we're going to replenish and repair. We're going to weed and feed. These are the premises of good health, the principles of well-being for you. Now, women, we add a little bit of complexity to this mix. We add complexity to this mix because not only do we want it all, we want to look good doing it, feel good doing it, and bless those around us while we're doing it. To do that, you need to make sure that you're keeping your hormones within a healthy balance. So no different than that neurologic tone that we were trying to create for younger kids, we want to create an environment for energy as well as hormonal balance in women. Regardless of your age, we want to make sure that you've got the energy that you're looking for, that you've got the radiance that you're looking for, and that you've got the sleep that you need to keep going, whether it's working with your family or working outside of the office. Much like the Generation Y or the millennial, you're always on the go and there's always something you need to get done. So we want to make sure that we created a multivitamin for women that would help them with many of the hormonal concerns that they have, but also help them with many of the energy needs, well-being, mental, emotional needs, sleep needs, as well as keep their hormones within a balance with each other. And reaching balance means that you've got to have the right combination and the right ratio of vitamins, antioxidants, and minerals. Because a woman's body changes as she ages, we want to make sure that we have a multivitamin that moves with her. So whether we have women with hormonal complaints or concerns about premenstrual concerns, or more age-related concerns like menopause, or nothing to do with the sex hormones, but more about sleep and sugar hormones, we want to make sure that we've given you everything that we could do. Every woman could use more natural energy, and that's why we created the Women's Health product for you. What about Generation X? This is ages 35 to 55. You've got a family, you've got a job, you've got a lot going on, right? You're working towards that retirement. You're working towards creating a healthy space for everyone in your life. And there's a good chance that your days now include an extended family, maybe a parent, right? Maybe you have grandkids of your own. So we need to redefine health for you. How do we meet people at this age of life, right? Where are their needs? Do they want more energy to keep up that job? Do they need more energy to be a member of their family in a different way? Maybe they're big in their community, right? Or they are working to extend health throughout their community like we are tonight. We want to think about what's going to help them achieve their overall well-being. But it's fair to say that this is also the group that is at higher risk for heart disease, and as such needs to be considering what it is they're going to do to act in a preventive tone. What kinds of supplements may support healthy cardiac function, healthy endocrine function, blood sugar, well-being, aging muscles? We want to think about all of these things in our joints, in our cardiovascular health, as well as our endocrine function. So I maintain that when we look at this age group, that the future of cardiovascular intervention belongs to prevention. We want to think about supplements. We want to think about what we can do in addition to healthy movement, healthy sleep, stress management, and a healthy diet that can help this Generation X achieve their very best self. So select antioxidants that are cardioprotective, cardioprotective botanicals that can be mixed with antioxidants or B vitamins. When we think about moving into the B complex, many individuals in Generation X and beyond will continue to take B vitamins because they want them for more energy or more mental well-being. You should just know that they're profoundly beneficial in cardiovascular and endocrine health as well. Some of the heavy lifters in cardiovascular well-being, metabolic well-being, including brain or neurologic well-being, are omega-3 fatty acids. And it's at this point that we're really digging deep into the basic 5 and the sexy 7. We're going to make sure that we're getting vitamin D3, that we're getting magnesium, and that we're getting fibers to meet our metabolic needs, whether that fiber's there for digestion or that fiber's there for concerns that we may have with elevated cholesterol or elevated blood sugar. And that's why we've created the Essential 9 to include the fiber, the probiotics, and move into things like magnesium and coenzyme Q10 for cardiovascular well-being. Why are omegas so important? They play a significant role in metabolism. They play a significant role in the health of your brain as you age, significant benefit beyond cardiovascular health when it comes to joint well-being, even gut health or weight well-being. But what they are most famous for is creating a healthy heart, because omega-3s are good for blood vessels in a handful of ways. They have a role in supporting healthy triglyceride levels. They have, in particular, if you have a high sugar diet where triglycerides are more likely to be produced, they reduce the risk of concerns that we have with cardiovascular rate or slowing the buildup of plaque. In fact, there are qualified health claims for omega-3 fatty acids and elevation of plaques in our arteries, and they play a role in supporting healthy blood pressure. But as I said, omegas can go beyond cardiovascular well-being. They can go into joint health and joint well-being. So whether you're a weekend warrior or you have repetitive joint sprain and strains because you need to rebuild your joints, omegas can be a great solution for you. I think if this is your chief concern, one of the things you may want to consider looking at is the Isotonix Prime Joint Support Formula. This includes Pycnogenol, which we've discussed in the OPC3. It includes the benefit of things like glucosamine to support healthy cartilage function. And when paired with an omega-3 fatty acid, can add to the buoyancy of the joint, less wear and tear on the joint, supporting healthy joint function. And I've mentioned that there's a big space in this age group for NutriClean fiber powder. When we think about maintaining health of the body and health of the overall endocrine system as it relates to blood sugar, as it relates to cardiovascular function with lipids and triglycerides, but also with digestive tone. Whether you're like the group that we talked about earlier, where stress really impacts your gut, or you're just finding that you're not getting enough of those heart-friendly, blood sugar-friendly fiber constituents in your diet, and you want to create some of your own short-chain fatty acids, then I want you to think about the NutriClean product line. It's a diverse product line that starts with a very robust fiber from functional starches. It's these functional or resistant starches, 10 grams of them per serving, that can create the right solution for you to metabolize, filter, and eliminate both internal and external toxins. We want to make sure that we're supporting all organs of detoxification, and that's why the NutriClean fiber powder focuses on inulin that can create those short chain fatty acids. We want to make sure that we're creating a prebiotic solution so your good gut bugs have all of the right environment to create the body that you're looking for, the mental health that you're looking for, the cardiovascular and endocrine well-being that you are searching for. But we've got to be careful with how we insult our liver, right? Bad liver, you're a bad liver. That's not really how we do it. Really, the way we do it each and every day is we consume way too much alcohol. We have concerns with consuming very, very simple foods, way too many of the white sugars, right? Exposure to too many new to nature molecules, sometimes not just found in the environment, but as I alluded to earlier, in your water and in your food-like stuff. When your liver is insulted, right? When you are not functioning at your best, you are less likely to be able to support healthy blood sugar levels or be insulin sensitive. And that leads to problems both upstream and downstream. Poor insulin sensitivity, when a diet is not rich in enough fiber or you're unable to detoxify from your lifestyle, you're at a higher risk of concerns with endocrine function dysfunction as you age, and reproductive health issues or solutions with reproductive hormones as you age. And that's why we have the liver's detox solution, a principal fighter for your liver, the NutriClean HepatoCleanse. What's really exciting about the NutriClean HepatoCleanse is how comprehensive the solution is. We want to make sure that we're supporting all organs of detoxification, and this does it with a lot of the heavy lifters in detoxification botanicals. Things like N-acetylcysteine. N-acetylcysteine is a very potent mucolytic. It breaks down mucus. It breaks down cellular debris, and it's a major player in the production of a super antioxidant in the body called glutathione. Glutathione is the garbage man in the body. It's the one taking out all the trash, and you want to have plenty of glutathione. Whether you want glutathione to take out the trash or you want glutathione because it is such a potent inside the cell antioxidant to help the cell function better, HepatoCleanse has you covered. We've got the usual suspects with milk thistle, or silymarin as it's also known, as well as cruciferous vegetables, and adding in some potent turmeric to this product. This really is where it's at when we think about detoxifying in a healthy way. What about the aging body and the aging eye? We want to make sure that we focus on the fact that we're in front of computers all the time. It's not just our children. We're on our devices all the time, rarely more than just an arm's reach away from more than one device. And for that reason, we want to consider eye strain concerns. And that's really where prime astaxanthin, or astaxanthin in large part creates well-being for this age group. If your eyes are overly strained, you do a lot on the computer, you're moving to books, where you are working to accommodate over and over again, that leads to eye strain. And astaxanthin's superpower is, in fact, to work on endurance in muscles. And so one of the things that's so powerful about this prime astaxanthin, as well as an isotonic astaxanthin, is that astaxanthin is known to be a endurance antioxidant, right? So if you're putting a lot of hours in front of the computer, astaxanthin is a solution for you. If you're putting a lot of hours in on the treadmill, then astaxanthin is a solution for you, because it's all about muscular endurance. And this algae-based antioxidant is very, very potent. For very small amounts of algae, very concentrated amount of astaxanthin. We have it in a soft gel form in the prime astaxanthin, and in a unique cold water soluble form in the isotonic astaxanthin, both formulated to be able to create well-being in the bilipid layer, or the health of your cells, because it's able to get deep into the each and every one of your cell membranes and create a level of fluidity, and that's beneficial for cardiovascular well-being. Because of that level of fluidity, but also the activity of astaxanthin, this is a fantastic muscular endurance product, as well as a cardiovascular and skin health support product. There are large benefits in gut immunity by using astaxanthin. So if you're looking for some great immune support, I want you to consider astaxanthin on your list. What about the massive depleter of health, right? way too much stress and not enough recovery. Would you be surprised to know that your chromosomes are highly, highly influenced by the level of stress that you have? And when we think about age and longevity, there's something called a telomere. And telomeres can shorten, and they shorten. That shortening of a telomere gives us an indication of your longevity. Well, stress eating up those telomere ends and stopping the length of your chromosomes from keeping you with not just quantity of years, but quality of years. So this is a major place for us to focus on, in particular in this group. As I said, we may be looking at an extended family at this time. That may be a blended family. That may be a mother or a father that has moved in with us. We may have additional kids through grandchildren that are living with us, and we're trying to keep a hold of everything while we do it. And your body responds to stress both physically and mentally, and so you need to have something that works for the physical stress that your body is under, and the physical and the impact that stress leads to on the physical body. What are some of the best mental health or stress management strategies for you? Take a break from the stressor. If you can, give it a hand, right? Take a break. Take a step back. Breathe in and breathe out. You want to you want to exercise, and this includes healthy sex, healthy relationships with your partners. Smile and laugh, good belly laughs. I've shared with you in the past that I think the best way to do this, if you're going to spend any time on the Google, any time on the social media, you should absolutely find one baby laughing video a day and one dog doing something stupid every day. That's going to get you to laugh and smile. You need social connectiveness. You need to be connected to your community. That meditative breath is so powerful. Whether you just need to bite your tongue or you need to add some perspective, that deep breath is hugely powerful to get you where you need to go. Learn to say no or have boundaries. Eat well. Low glycemic makes the most sense because it's rich in color, fats in their natural state, sufficient protein to meet your metabolic needs. Of course, stay hydrated. And find time for you. Self-care is hugely important. When you need added support, I want you to think of a B complex. B vitamins are essential. It means your body can't make them, so you need to take them. But they're very impactful when it comes to feeling overstressed or overwhelmed. Not only do they help us burn carbohydrates appropriately and use proteins and fat appropriately for energy, they also play a big role in the production of your neurotransmitters. It's one of the reasons why we put B vitamins in the Turn Up product, but also why you can take the activated B complex by itself. And the activated B complex is quite special because unlike other B vitamins on the market, we use a B12 that is fermented from bacteria. Instead of giving you a synthetic B12, we give you a methylated B12 called methylcobalamin. We give you a non-synthetic quatrefolate. The B9 is a trademarked ingredient called Q-folate or quatrefolate. This is one of the best ways that you can support your neurologic well-being, your cardiovascular well-being, as well as your brain as we think of all of the stressors that are coming at us each and every day. We know that stress hormones need to be well supported so that you can bob and weave throughout the day. And that's why we've made sure that you have a good form of B5 and a good form of B6 in this product. But when you need added support, I want you to think of adaptogens. Adaptogens are botanicals that help you bob and weave. They help you deal with stressors, fight or flight. They help you do what you need to do. When you need to have a robust immune system, when you need to have energy, they'll allow you to do that. When you need to calm down, they'll allow you to do that. They don't cause an imbalance in health. They are the yin and the yang to what your body needs to restore well-being. And we have them in a couple of different formulas. We have the Bliss Anti-Stress formula, with ashwagandha with a 3% withanolide versus the TLS weight management solution product called ACTS, Adrenal, Cortisol, Thyroid, and Stress. This also has ashwagandha in it with a higher percentage of what's called a withanolide. So this is a stronger formula as it relates to physical endurance as well as mental endurance. If you want something to work fast, you have periodic stress balancing needs, Bliss Anti-Stress Formula is for you. With things like erythrococcus in it, L-theanine in it, it is a brilliant product that's going to work on demand. If chronic stress has been an issue for you, well, for a while, because it's chronic, you may have added on some extra pounds as it relates to that stress. And that's when the TLS, adrenal, cortisol, thyroid, and stress is going to be so powerful for you, because we want to make sure that you use cortisol for good. Cortisol is a vital hormone, but when left up for too long, not only does it deplete your immune system, it steals your sex hormones from you. We want to make sure that you are able to manage stress, that you're able to support healthy hormonal balance, healthy inches or centimeters around the middle, and that you are your very best insulin or immune robust you. And one of the best ways that we can target this is to help you keep your cortisol in a healthy, optimal range instead of letting it always be in a high range. And I want to bring all of this together with our ages 56 to 75. The largest generation, this is the generation that is looking to slow down the clock. And as they love to say, 60 is the new 30. And we can achieve that with proper nutrition, with proper supplementation, and proper adherence to sleep hygiene and stress management. The aging of America is not stopping, but the quality of their health is improving because of supplementation. We need to choose the right supplements for their optimal health. And this brings us to that essential 9, where we've added things like coenzyme Q10 on top of our antioxidants. We've added things like magnesium on top of our antioxidants. But I would be remiss if I didn't share with you one of the most powerful antioxidants for this age group or any age group. This is a supplement that we have called Curcumin Extreme. It is curcumin, a whole root curcumin that is mixed with broccoli seed extract as well as selenium. And that's going to be something that supports your cellular health, supports your neurologic health. It supports your response to wear and tear on the body. And it does it in a profound way of protecting your immune system, protecting your brain, protecting your joints. And I want you to know that we protected you by choosing only the very best ingredient, the curcumin ingredient, a whole root curcumin that we were able to mix with the other ingredients, the selenium and the broccoli seed extract. This creates for you some of the most intelligent design behind a product, whether you want it for neurologic health or you want it for immune balance, or you want it for joint health. Curcumin has you covered, in particular in this age group. This product was formulated for individuals 18 years and above. This one, a newer product, Thimonol. This is the combination of black seed oil, a powerful immune cumin oil, as well as being a pure cumin oil, because we use a trademarked ingredient called thymoquin, cold pressed whole seed. So you get everything that you want and nothing that you don't, because it is like our curcumin product, the Curcumin Extreme product, minimally processed. And we paired it with that clinically evident, power-packed antioxidant called Pycnogenol in a cap-in-cap multi-phase release product. So when we think about wanting to keep our brains functioning well, I want you to think of Pycnogenol. When we think about memory and cognitive function, reaction time, and blood flow to the brain, I want you to think of Pycnogenol. In particular, standing out from any other product on the market because of the combination of Pycnogenol and a cold-pressed 3% thymoquinone by the brand name Thymoquin. When you're looking for good ingredients, I want you to look for brand names. And all you have to do to find the best in results, the best in clinically evidenced ingredients, is take a Market America product and turn it over and look at the label. We offer you antioxidant protection, vitamin and mineral support to target your health and well-being, give you a robust collection or combination of solutions you can use for immune health and well-being, cardiovascular health and well-being, bone, joint, and physical fitness, maintaining healthy eyes as you age, or just if they're strained because of your day-to-day activity. We want to support you in your journey to meditation and finding that inner good you by managing stress and concerns that you have with mental, emotional well-being, digestive and endocrine concerns like blood sugar. At the end of the day, we have your back with very good supplements for overall health and well-being that help you live your life vibrantly. Thank you for spending time with me tonight. And as we move through our online library, we're so happy to be able to visit with you on a regular basis and give you many of these solutions that hopefully you are sharing with other individuals. You've got a comment box there, logging in and answering those or putting in those questions. I have the opportunity to have those questions sent to me so that I will be able to answer them. I want to take just one moment just to see if there's anything in the chat box that I need to pay attention to. But by and large, you're going to get your questions answered when we go through the chat box. I'm being asked when is the best time to take the fiber powder. Honestly, you can mix it with smoothies. You can take it on its own. You can mix it and add more fiber to a protein shake if you want to do that. There's no right time to take it. Sometimes the best time to take a supplement is when you remember. A great question, can someone use Astaxanthin if they're also using a blood thinner? Now, it's always important that you speak to your healthcare provider to make sure that you're choosing the right supplement regimen for you, but Astaxanthin does not contribute to thinning of blood. This is a great question. Are there products that need to be taken together? No. Most products have anywhere between a 6 and a 12-hour cycle. And so, and then they often have the benefit, especially if you take them more than once or you're taking them on a regular basis, they'll have a benefit of sending the right cellular energy with consistent use. And so timing doesn't always matter, except for things like digestive enzymes. Okay, lots of love. I appreciate all of you. Have a great Sunday night. Again, thank you for spending it with me.